My name is Alde and today I will be presenting about contextualization resources in classroom interaction. Let's get started. In this presentation, I will be talking about introduction to contextualization resources, contextualization cues, combinations, contexts, consequences of these misunderstandings in classroom environments, and identifying hotspots. I will be giving a few examples and explaining these shortly. First, let's start with what are contextualization resources. These are non-linguistic features of talking. These include eye gaze, gesture, posture, clothing, and space. These matter because they signal engagement beyond speech. They work in combinations. They are interpreted within classroom contexts, and they shape participation and student identity. Next, we have contextualization cues. First, we have the water metaphor by David Foster Wallace. We rarely notice what constantly surrounds us, and our default settings shape our perception. We have the three fish in the water to example ex, understand this. The first fish says, "How's the water?" as we can see in the background, and the other fish says, "What the hell is water?" They don't notice the environment they're in is made of water, so they're confused on what this is. Uh, in this case, contextualization cues are water, are environment. These might include intonation, or eye gaze, posture, volume, and waiting time in a classroom environment. These are usually invisible until the next context changes in a conversation or a topic. And when the fish leave water, this is kind of like a cross-cultural interaction that will see the norms in environment that we are in. We use the same words with different intonation to alleviate misunderstanding. We might misread cues that can produce bias and racism. These are what causes those misunderstandings, and understanding each other in an environment is important to prevent these. Next, we have implications for classrooms. Perfect students fit dominant cue patterns, and misinterpretation doesn't equal bad attitude or ability. Instead, it is just something that we have to get over. Like I said, we have to prevent that from happening. Uh, Awareness supports equity and understanding. Next, we have these contextualization cues in a classroom environment. First, we have orchestrating identity, or some uh, how we can show ourselves in the first days of our class. Our posture, movement, voice, facial expressions matter on how people see us, how people might think about us. Teachers in a classroom project authority, warmth, or control through cues in classrooms. They control the classrooms using uh, these things. Next, we have cues that guide participation. These are intonation, volume, gesture, signals, right answers, giving them like not directly giving them, but giving small cues about these, and so on. Students can appear competent through these procedural displays. We have variation across students. Cues differ by language, background, and culture of different students. Some students have different learning styles that will change on their uh, languages or backgrounds. Accents, dialects, registers, and such stuff carry social meanings that are different to different people. Next, we have risk of misinterpretation. Same behavior isn't the same meaning, not always, and these misread cues can cause conflict, bias, and inequity. Teaching implications are used to notice our own default cues, learn students' cue systems, and treat our differences as communicative and not behavioral. Next, we have contextualization cues in combination. These cues work together. Contextualization cues actually rarely act alone. These are usually in groups of multiple of these cues. Uh, these meanings emerge from the combinations of these set cues, and it's important to use those together accordingly in a useful way. What forms these combinations are intonation, gaze, posture, waiting time, our clothing, objects around us, our race, gender, and the space between us and the people, between us and our other classmates, the space around us. We have combinations as these resources. Teachers dress and speak to shape authority or openness, and students use their style and voice to signal their identities. We have combinations as liabilities. Same languages may read differently by context, race, and registration of these and appearance of these may cause bias on other races or groups of people. We have to prevent that, of course. And the key takeaway we should get from this is that identities are produced in interaction. Judgments come from details and not categories. Next, we have context. We have cues and combinations that might travel poorly when we're talking, uh, conversating to someone. Intonation, gaze, and appearance work differently by these contexts. Meanings that work outside school might fail inside it. Meaning some things we use in our daily lives we can't use in a classroom environment because it will not work in a classroom environment and it will cause misunderstandings in the class. We have language socialization. These are ways of speaking. We learn ways of speaking through participation and not instruction. Uh, Cues feel normal because these are culturally learned. These are kind of like embedded into our minds, and these can be changed from outside, but it will be difficult. Next, we have communicative competence. This is an example from the MOOC we have from Dalheims. This is knowing how to speak appropriately in specific contexts. Competence is cultural and not universal, according to this example. Next, we have indexicality, which are cues that point to identities, values, and social worlds. Same cues mean different meanings in other different contexts. We have classroom implications. Of course, there will be misunderstandings in a classroom. These are inevitable, but our awareness enable equity and multiple ways of speaking, therefore preventing most of these misunderstandings to make a more comfortable student environment in a classroom. We have consequences of misunderstanding, awareness, and classroom interaction. Uh, we have cues, context, and consequences. Same cues mean different things in different settings. Something you say in your house life uh, might mean a different thing in a classroom environment or in a work environment. Some students struggle to display these competence forms in schools, so they confuse these different meanings, which can cause uh, misunderstandings. And silencing has long-term effects on students and also teachers. Actually, these are very negative effects, and we should prevent these as much as possible. We can use misunderstandings as entry points. Breakdowns are our visible hotspots. Teachers have the task to trace these misunderstandings to their source and just take them off from the base to prevent it as a whole. We have making the invisible visible. This is a saying for the recordings and transcripts that expose hidden norms to bring them uh, up to visualize these more. Awareness creates options for our actions. And the key takeaway we should be getting from this is attention to interaction, expand equity and choice. We have identifying those hotspots. These hotspots are moments where expectations are foiled in our classroom. Predictable interactional patterns break down, and it makes a space, unwanted space in our conversations. These appear in unexpected turns in talk, like maybe a sudden change in the topic we're talking about, unusual responses or extended explanations from someone that we are talking about, and misread contextualization cues or combinations. Uh, Examples of these are a teacher calls an engaged student without raised hand. So that raised hand, that student without the raised hand is kind of, not knowing what to say. He's like panicking. Intonation interpreted as rude or resistant. This might happen more in our daily lives. Some people might misread what we're trying to say and take that as a negative opinion, which may cause these misunderstandings. We have students that respond incorrectly to cued questions. Teachers give us the answers cues sometimes, but we might still get those wrong. So it makes kind of this awkward moment in the classroom. And these such hotspots matter because they reveal hidden assumptions about languages and behavior, and these are often noticed only after that these happen, and there is no point that we can fix these anymore. So it's important to identify those at, as quick as possible to fix our misunderstandings to make a better classroom environment. And this is all from me. Thank you for listening.